Good morning, students.
Good morning, ma'am.
Hope you have all completed your telephone conversation and uploaded it. I could find many have not uploaded, so please do it by today. Okay. Only 49 are present. How about the others? So when are you having your next midterm? Have you received the marks for the first midterm? Are you people listening to me?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you receive the mark for the first midterm? You had your midterm test, isn't it?
Yes, ma'am.
Have you received the marks?
Not seen it, ma'am.
Has your staff, any of your staff, have they just given you that they have just entered the marks and have they asked you to check? Because we have not received your marks yet, so that's why we are just asking.
Three subjects we have received in EduServ, ma'am.
Three subjects you have received?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, for English they have not sent. I don't know to whom it has gone. Oh, that's why I was just asking. When did you receive, ma?
Two days before.
2 days before. Huh? Okay. I'll ask my colleagues to check. Okay. Okay, because English mark we have not received it. That's why I'm just confirming it with you. Okay. So any idea about the next midterm?
Not yet received any information, ma'am.
Okay. It's okay. We'll see. Okay, so we'll get into the class. So today we have to just see agreement of subject and verb. Direct and indirect is over. We'll see some more examples whenever we have time during our lab hours or some other hour. So now we'll just enter into agreement of subject and verb. Why do we need an agreement of subject and verb? Because that makes the language perfect and that gives a correct meaning of the particular sentence that we are speaking to. Okay, so it is like grammatically correct. So we need something called as grammar, and there we need some perfection, and this perfection is just attained only through this subject verb agreement. Okay, so this is very very important. You know what is what is a subject and what is a verb? Verb is nothing but an action word. Whatever action you do, so that action word is just called as a verb. Okay, and subject is mostly the noun. Sometimes it's sometimes it's a noun, sometimes it's a pronoun, sometimes it just says something or some complement words. Okay, so that is the subject. So there should be a relation between this subject and this verb. So only then the sentence will be correct and perfect. Okay, so that is what is expected in English, and that is what we are just going to see in this part. If you know this, then you will not commit any blunders while writing or while speaking. Okay. Okay, subject verb agreement can seem straightforward for native speakers and others comfortable with English. We know it. We know to write. The attorney argues. The attorneys argue. However, some special circumstances can make it more difficult to tell whether a subject and verb really do agree. Some subject and verb, it's very difficult to say whether it agrees with the verb. So that is there. But you know why the attorney argues and the attorneys argue? Can someone say what is the difference between the attorney argues and the attorneys argue? Hello, people, are you there? Srinivasan, are you there?
Ma'am?
The people behave in the same manner in all the classes or only in my class?
All, ma'am.
All classes. So your staff don't ask questions, they ask questions, isn't it? Will they be answering or only you will be answering? So maybe every day we have to just appoint someone as a leader, I think. So at least the leader will be alert in the class, isn't it? Okay. So please just answer. Do you know the answer for this? The attorney argues or the attorneys argue? Let me just ask some.
Ma'am, I didn't know the meaning for the word attorney means.
Okay, it's something like maybe a major, a military official, military person. Okay. So the cadre is just mentioned there. So military officer, you just keep it like this, military officer, okay? All have just typed number, I don't know who it is. Clever people are, huh? Okay, Abe Abraham. Abe Abraham, please answer.
Yes, ma'am.
What is the difference between these two, ma? Why is this attorney argues and why is this attorneys argue? Okay, just identify the subject and the verb. That is more than enough. Just identify the subject and identify the verb.
I don't know, ma'am.
Okay, I think you people are very poor in grammar. Okay, so this argue is actually the verb, okay? Argue is the verb. You can see that there is a change in argues and here argue. And this attorney is, as I was just saying to Srinivasan, it is just cadre and military. So it is just denoting a person. So this is the subject. So now there is an agreement between this subject and this verb. You can see that when it is singular, you are adding s to it. When it is plural, okay, attorneys is plural now, plural. Okay, if it is plural, then you say argue. So this is how it just agrees with the subject. Okay, the verb just agrees with the subject. Okay. So the verb can change from, if you have the tense, different tense, the verb will change. Person for person, verb will change. And for number also, verb will change. So according to the tense, according to person and according to number, this verb will be just changing its form. Okay, we'll just see how it is. So it has to agree in person and number. So let me just say this through. Let me just open a PPT for you. How many of you know this first person, second person, and third person? What is the first person, second person, and third person? I think I've taught you in the class. See, when we are handling grammar classes, if you are not...
When we talk about ourselves, it is first person, ma'am.
Okay.
When we talk about others, he, she, it, that all third person. And if you use the word you, it is second person, ma'am.
Okay.
First person is I and we.
Okay. Very good, very good. That was really very good. But only 2 people have answered. Let me just explain it for others. Hope you can view my screen. Okay, we have something called as the first person, second person, third person. See, first person in the sense, you just think about yourself alone. Me, okay? You just think about you alone. So when you think about you, you say I, isn't it? So this is called as first person singular. So when you think about yourself and some other people together, then you say we, isn't it? So that is plural. Now second person is very beautiful. Whether it is singular or plural, you just use only one. That is the next person you're talking about. Maybe you just think about a person who's standing close to you. You just call them, you just address them as you. Why are you standing here? Why are you doing this? Why are you playing? Why are you dancing? Okay, something like that. Okay. So you is the next person that you will be speaking to. So for both singular and plural, you will be using the same thing. Okay. Then comes the third person. Third person, the next person who is maybe someone very close, you just say you. If that person is just going some far, a little far, and you want to just address that person to another person, how will you say? She is playing. He is playing. If you see a monkey there, and if you want to say about something about the monkey, you say it is eating. So that is how you'll be using it, isn't it? So he, she, it. All these three are singular. Okay. Now we have a plural form for this. What is that? Now you see all the person. He is there, she is there, it is there, everything, everybody are there. So how will you just address them? A boy is playing, a girl is playing, a monkey is playing, all are playing together. So how will you say?
They, ma'am.
Are playing. Very good. They are playing. So that is how you'll be just addressing them, isn't it? They are playing. So this they is plural. This is what they are just going to say in this part. Okay. So whenever you have first person I, the verb that is used along with I is usually am. Okay. I am feeling sick. I am worried. I am sad. Okay. You always use this verb am with I, and this am will not go with any of these persons. It just goes only with I. Okay. And if you see we always goes, because it is a plural form, we always goes with we are. Yes, are. If you want to just say in past tense, you can just say were. You have the past tense for, of course, for am also. For am, you don't have any past tense like ammed or something. Okay, you just have the normal past tense. Okay. So for you also, it is similar to that of we. We always use, or if it is singular or plural, you just use only are or were. Okay. Yes. For he, she, and it, you know, you will be using verb plus yes. Okay. So for example, I'll just give an example for this. He plays football. Okay. She sings well. Okay. It eats banana. Okay, so this is how. Can you just see this? Play plus S. Sing plus yes. Eat plus yes. So this is how we are supposed to use for third person singular alone. Got it? Can you view the screen? Can you see this? Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So this is how you have to. So just take down this. This is very, very important. Okay, for third person singular, you will be just using verb plus S. So this is very, very important. Verb plus S for singular alone. Okay. And then for plural, of course, it is similar to that of you and we. So you'll be using they are or they were. Okay. This is about the agreement between subject and verb. So this is subject and verb. So now all these person, first person, second person, third person is the subject. And all the verbs that we have used here, am, was, are, were, and here play, sing, eat, all are verbs. Understood? Hope you have just got the point. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I'll just get back to your text again. So this is the basic of your grammar. So you should know this. So that's why I was just elaborating it to you. So here it is not given in that detail. It is just given as there are three persons. First person, the speaker. Second person, the person spoken to. And the third person, this person spoken about. So this is what they have just given. Okay. So I have given you what all come under first person, second person, and third person. So keep that in mind. And you know what is singular and plural. If it speaks about one person, it is one person or one thing is singular. If it is more than one, then more than one person, more than one thing, then it is plural. Okay. So here they have given C. Noun ending in S are usually plural. Verbs ending in S are singular. So this is a common understanding. This cannot go with every name and every verb. Okay, sometimes it will change also. Okay, see here some examples are given. She walks. The book is. They want. Why want? Because they is plural. So the verb will be want. Because we have seen only for third person singular alone, we will be adding S. Otherwise, for others, you should not add S with the verb. Okay. Let me just get back and show you once again. Once again, I'll just show you. Because I didn't type the verb for you, isn't it? So you might get confused. Here, I have just shown only these verbs, isn't it? So you just imagine if you have. We will just see an example here. Okay. I play. We play. You also. Sorry. You. So you just take it. Take down a note. Okay. So that this is the basic. Keeping this as your basic, you can just find out the error easily. Okay. Now you got it. So for everything, it will be only play. The verb will be only play. Play. Only play. Only for this third person singular, we have play plus yes. Got it? Okay. So this is one way of understanding this concept. Okay. Let me just share your text again. Okay. Now we'll just come to the rule. Okay. The first rule is when you have compound subjects and it is joined by and, it requires a plural verb. Compound subject in the sense you have two subjects. Compound itself is more than two. Sorry, more than one. If it is more than one, we just call it as compound. Okay. So two subjects. If you have two subjects, then we use a plural verb. And you'll be using and in between. Can you see this? Hard work and persistence. Hard work is one subject. Persistence is another subject. These two are joined by the word and. Okay. So you have two things here. So whenever you speak about two, it is plural form. Okay. So that understanding also can be here. So now what will happen to the verb? The verb will be plural. Now let me just come back to your, you just go through this example. Give me a second. I'll open your PPT and then again I'll be just saying something about the verb. Okay. Now we must know which is singular and which is plural. I'll let you know. The verb, I said am, isn't it? Am, is, was. These are singular. Okay. And just take down. Are, where. These are plural. Okay. Please take down this also, ma. Please make a note of it. Okay. For both am, is, was. For is, you will be using are. For was, you will be just using where. Okay. Am is only, am is very exclusive. We don't have a plural form for this because we just use only with singular I. We don't use with anything else. Okay. But for is, we have are. For was, we have where. Got it, ma? Okay. Please make a note of it. I'll just come back to your text again. So you should know which is the singular and which is the plural. Only then you will understand. Okay, now you see So hard work and persistence is two words again joined by and. So what you will do, obviously you will be adding are. You will be using are as the verb. Now see the next example. Where are the pens and paper? Where are the pen and paper? Pens and paper. Pen is a subject and paper is another subject. So two subjects are joined by and. So we use plural verb here. Where are. Okay. Got it? Yes. So subjects which include at least two nouns or pronouns connected by and should be paired with plural verbs. So now see two nouns. The manager and the employees. Here what you have to use? Plural verb. The cats and the dog. Run. You know, actually why here it is run, because it is. Oh, okay. You have to know this also, isn't it? So for singular verb alone, you will be adding s. For plural verb, you will not be adding s. So here run is a plural. It denotes the plural verb. You can just make a note of it also, ma. For singular verb only, you will be adding what? S to the verb. If it is runs, the dog runs. The dog runs. If it is only dog, then the dog runs. Okay, why do we use runs? Because it is singular, third person singular. But otherwise, you use only run for plural. So make a note of it. Please make a note of it. All these grammar are very risky. You have to memorize everything. Okay, now the man and the woman, again two. So what verb will be there? Plural verb, are. Okay. This is also is a plural verb. Make a note of it. So usually your mind will be set like you would have learned something like that only, isn't it? In school days, you would have just learned for singular, you will have a verb, and when you just change it to plural, you will be adding s or es. So that is your understanding. But it is not true. When it comes to subject verb agreement, we should not add s to plural verbs. Make a note of it, please. Okay. Now next one is when you add it by or nor. When do you use or? Now I can just say the students in the online class are either sleeping or playing. They are not listening to the class. They are either sleeping or playing. So if when do I use or? When did I use or? Why am I using or? We are not sure about what is happening. Okay, there is two things happening, but we are not sure which one is happening. So only one is happening actually. Maybe it is either playing or it is either sleeping. So only one can happen. So no one can sleep and play together. Okay, that is not possible. Maybe you can lay down and then you can play, that is different. But sleeping and playing is not possible. So two actions are there and we don't know which is happening, or two noun is there. You don't know who is going to address. Maybe you have a meeting. You have called two people, but you are not sure who is going to address the audience. So something like that. Okay, so if you are not sure only, you will be using or nor. Nor, even this person is not going to do, that person is also not going to do. If it is or, we don't know whether this person will do or whether that person will do. Okay, so this is the place where you use or not. So obviously what will happen is it will be just it will just depend upon the subject that we are using. Okay, so what will happen to the verb is, so listen carefully. When two or more subjects are joined by or nor, the verb should agree with the subject part closest to the verb. So you will have two subjects and you will have a verb. So whatever subject is very close to the verb will carry it will just agree with the subject that is very close to it. Hope you understand. So you have two subjects. Subject number 1 is professor. Subject number 2 is her students. Maybe let me just explain it for you. Professor or her students, right, isn't it? Okay, now see this sentence. The professor and her students or her students write. So this is the sentence actually, isn't it? Professor so the professor is the first subject, ma. Okay. So this is the second subject. So where is the verb? It is close to the second subject, isn't it? This is the first subject, this is the second subject, and this verb is very close to the second subject. So what they're saying is, if you have or, then this verb will agree with the subject which is very close to it. So it has to agree with her students. Her students is singular or plural? Her students is singular or plural? Her students? Yes, ma'am? What is it? Is it singular or plural, ma'am?
Plural.
Yeah, it's plural. So that's why we are just using the verb, plural verb. I told you plural verb will never have S to it. Got it? So that is how you have the answer like this. The professor or her students write. Got it, ma'am? Okay. So I'm just getting back to your text again. Okay. We'll go to the next one. Intervening expressions. Sometimes you will have sentences like this. So you will have one part here, a comma, another part here, a comma, and another part. Have you seen sentences like this? Why do we use sentences like this? Because maybe we are saying something and we want to say more about this. Then we put it inside and then we continue with this part in this part. So actually this sentence is like the assignment was complete. Was incomplete. Okay, the assignment was incomplete is the sentence actually. But what assignment? What assignment, or what do you want to say something about the assignment? If you want to say something about the assignment, we say the assignment which they submitted to their professor. Okay, so they are talking about such an assignment which was just submitted to their professor was incomplete. So the sentence, the assignment was incomplete itself is what? It's correct and it's okay. But what we say is we say something more about this. So if such sentences are there, then what should we do? Okay. Modifying phrases or clauses that come between the subject and the verb do not change the number of the verb. So whatever you want to put inside, you can put. But this verb will always agree with the subject that is there in the front. That is what they're saying. So if you have anything in between this comma, don't worry about it. If it is singular or plural or whatever it is, no problem. This verb will be agreeing only with the subject that is there in the front. Got it, ma? So now see this example. The new computer classroom, again it is singular. With its many work situations and its sophisticated technology, you need not bother about this. So now you just go to the verb, fills. Why fills? Because this is third person singular. The new computer classroom. It is it. It comes under the category it. So it is third person singular. So what should be added to it? S should be added to the verb. Fills. Got it, ma? Have you understood this one? Intervening expressions. So you use intervening in the sense in between. In between it just comes. So whatever comes, don't worry. Okay? So this verb will be agreeing only with this subject. Hope you have understood. Because all your error analysis will be based on this only, ma. So you must know why we are using it and how we have to use it. Okay? We'll just move to the next one. Sometimes, see, usually the sentence pattern will be like subject, verb, and then you will have object, isn't it? Object or complement. Sometimes direct object, indirect object, all these will be there. Okay, ma? But some cases, you will be having the verb before subject. So it will be like verb and then subject, VS. Sometimes, not always, sometimes we will have. So what will happen to it? We'll see. It is possible for a verb to come before subject in a sentence. It is possible. The rules of agreement between the subject and verb remain the same despite the change in order. So wherever the verb comes, it's not a problem. It should agree with the subject. Understood, ma? See here. There is in many cities a desire to reduce traffic and pollution. So what is the subject here? The subject here is desire. Desire is again, the subject is what? Singular. Okay. So the verb is also singular. Got it, ma? Now see the second example. There are a stapler, 2 pens, 4 books, and a writing table on the desk. So how many subjects you have? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 subjects you have, and you have and also in between. Okay. So obviously, what will be the cause for the verb again? It will be plural only. The verb will be plural because you have many subjects there. Got it, ma? Now see the next example. Where are Joan and her daughters going? Again, here you have 1 and 2, and here it may be 2 or 3. So you have many people there. So it is again plural. Got it? So whether verb comes before subject or after subject, the rule is same. That is what they are saying. Got it, ma? Okay. So next is about indefinite pronouns. Indefinite pronouns are nothing but words like pronouns or adjectives also is just mentioned here. Okay. Either, neither, each, everybody, anybody, everyone, anyone. Okay. So all these, whenever we have all these, you should use only singular. Only singular. So you just take a note of it. When all these comes, we should use only singular verb. We should use only singular verb. Only for one thing, this none, it might be singular or plural. It depends upon the subject that we are using. Now see, example. Each of the cars, we are using cars, but the verb should be singular. Okay, verb should be singular. Why has? Okay, I'll just say about this have verb also for you, so that it will be easy for you. Now we'll just come to have verb. You have verbs like have, isn't it? Have is again singular verb. Okay. But when do we use has? Has is nothing but have plus yes is actually has. So where will we use verb plus yes? Verb plus yes, third person singular. So whenever you have third person singular, we don't use have, we use has. Got it, ma'am? Please make a note of everything and go through again and again. If you have any doubts, please ask me when we just meet in the next class, or even at the end of this class, you are welcome. So that is why you're using has here. Got it? Each of the cars, because each, whenever you use each, it should be only singular. Okay? And because it is third person, you are using has. Everyone at the meeting was, again singular. Every employee, supervisor and executive, see, too many people are there, but still reveals, third person singular. Is either of you ready for lunch? Is either of you ready for lunch? Why here ready for lunch? You are not using yes to it. Why? It's singular only, no? Why are you using just is? Why are you using just is here? You is. No one is ready to answer? Because it is either. Okay? For you will be using only are, no ma. You don't use you is. I already told, isn't it? You will go only with are. No is will come for you. But here we are using is. You know why? Because either is used there. Got it, ma? So are should not come here. Here it should be only is. So you have to understand this. This is very tricky and very very difficult also. Please make a note of it. You do this because they have not considered you. They have considered either. Okay. Keep a eye on this, ma. This is very tricky. So whenever you use you use only are. You don't use yes. So why are you using yes? Because either has come there. Okay. None of the employees have. I told you for none alone, it depends upon the subject. None of the employees, plural. So that's why have plural is just used. Have is plural again. Have plural in the sense they have, you have, we have. So that is how we just use. Okay, I think earlier I just gave it as singular. It is plural actually. They will just go along with have. You also will go along with have. So here it is again, employees is plural. So it just goes with have. None of the students is interested in the research project. None of the students is interested in the research project. Again, the students is just considered as singular here. Okay. So it depends. So whatever the situation, according to that, it will differ. So none is again very, very tricky. None, no, not one is planning to attend the retreat. No one is planning. No one is planning. So no one is there. So you can just use is. Okay. So this is little tricky. You just keep all these examples in your mind. So when you have a example, when you have some sentences similar to that in your exam, you can just easily just clear that. Okay. So we have just completed 5 here. We'll just go to the 6 and 7 and 8 again. Okay, so just keep this basic grammar that I have given you as as a basement for this grammar class, so that you will understand what is happening in these sentences. Okay. Yes, ma?
Yes, ma'am.
I don't know, only a few people are active in the class. This is a grammar class, and if you're not listening to, I don't know what to do with you people. So please be very careful. You will have more questions on grammar when you have your next semester, when you have your semester, you'll be having more questions on grammar, and you have to clear all these. Okay, only when you know what is the error, you will be able to clear that. So be careful in grammar classes and be attentive in the classes. Okay, so if you have any doubts, you can anytime you can just post in the WhatsApp group, or you can personally ping me. I will just answer your questions. Okay. Yes, whatever questions you have, just please type. Okay, because grammar is always dry, and some grammars we have to just learn like max. So how do you learn max? You just memorize the formulas and say this is what is this. That is how we have to learn grammar. Grammar is also something like rules and regulations, but some is logic and some might not be logic at all. Okay, so you have to just memorize. So keep that in mind and then learn. Okay, so here we just come to the end of our class. Today we have just seen about the subject verb agreement. So it's something like an agreement that is between families. Okay, so if you have an agreement between your father and mother in the family, only then your family will be in great bond, and that will give you strength, isn't it? The same way, if the subject agrees with the verb and the verb agrees with the subject, then we will have strong sentences and we'll have correct sentences. So that is what we have just seen. We have just seen 5 rules alone. So whatever it might be, the verb should agree only with the subject. Okay, so we have seen 5, and the remaining we'll be seeing in the next class. Okay, ma, thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining.
Thank you, ma'am.
Be attentive in the class and listen. Okay, thank you, ma. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.